I've always been drawn to the quote cited to Master Yoda from Star Wars about do or do not. Do or do not, there is no try. And if you just boil it down to do or do not, I'm really guided by that when I'm working with people around coaching and change. In that, we need to know what we are drawn to, what do we want, what's the do, and the do not. And people's stories start in different places. Now, the other language I've got, maybe it's just different language for the same thing, I'm not sure, but it's a little bit more descriptive and does resonate, is the idea of building and breaking. And it's somewhat the same. So the idea being, in personal change, let's take a coaching situation, is your aim to be built up? And that's often the stereotype. They want more, build, more, increase, better levels of. But equally, do you want to break stuff down as well? And the idea being you need a bit of both. The art to it, art not a science, is which perhaps you need first. So I was working with someone recently, coaching them, and they were quite tough on themselves in quite a tough environment. And that was actually a big context for the coaching. And what I found was, in the first session, particularly beyond the chemistry, I really went quite hard, I think. I think it was really breaking someone down. And I was aware of that, and we talked about it, and I said, well, I think it might have come, I don't know, how did it surface? I suppose the point was I didn't have a clear game plan of knowing, should it be more breaking than building? Now, we had 6 sessions, great rapport, plenty of time, so there was enough building and breaking in there. The building perhaps came further down the line, road testing stuff, realizing it really worked. But the idea that you need a little bit of both, and I think just to be aware of it, and I'm not saying what it is, I do think there probably is a stereotype in anything around personal change is someone wants more of something. I get that. So therefore they want to build their leadership skills, develop, all those words we use, but actually there's got to be a bit of breaking in there somewhere. This example was break first, then build, clear the foundations, get to the bedrock, and then really build from there. Seemed to work for this individual. Equally, you might need to, build someone up, break them a bit, build them up, whatever else it might be. But I do think you need a clear game plan. It's not just about building. There's got to be a bit of breakage in there somewhere. Now, the idea you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. I think there's something in there. There's a do and do not. There's a pull and push. There's all these different things, and it might just be the same language, it's the same sort of things we've talked about previously. But if it helps, a good way to compartmentalize, focus, guide those kind of thoughts and conversations for yourself is how much breaking and how much building do I need to do? And crucially, if you can, what's the sequence? What comes first? What's the right levels? What's the right mix? Because I think that'll serve you in good stead.